And now it's time for one of our favorite segments of the KCJJ Morning Show, the monthly visit from the Iowa City Public Library. And Sam Helmick is here. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing really good. It's so great to see you both. How
Great
are you
to
doing?
see you, too. Glad to have you back.
Yeah.
It is Library Corner, by the way.
It is Library Corner.
Let's give it the official
Yes.
title that we've decided to call it.
I like to joke about putting baby in the library corner every single time. Yeah. Happy
even
New
thought of
Year.
that.
Happy New Year, you two. How you doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah,
Good.
great.
Good.
Filling in for Steve. He's doing better. As we were talking off the air about how he's getting along and stuff.
I'm glad. So is he going to be like the $6 million man? He's got the bionics going on?
Well, there was one version of it that you could get that would click, and he didn't. I don't think he got that one.
No.
Well, I asked for the Wi-Fi when I get mine done, so.
Oh, good.
I wish him well, though. He's missed. But it's great to be with you both today and get to talk about library stuff.
There's a lot going on, despite it being, like 5 degrees out and middle of February.
It's ridiculous out there. Yeah, absolutely. The library is hopping 365 days of the year. I might actually live in there and hibernate like a bear until spring and never come out.
Well, it's been a rough week weather-wise, and I know that's kind of kept your bookmobile from going out and venturing, because even if you did get out, I don't think people are going to be standing on the corner waiting for you.
We're nervous, especially when they say frostbite conditions, to have our folks encouraged to come out, because we can just extend those holds or drag them back downtown. And, half of our stops are worth, I'd say, after-school programs or kiddos or in neighborhoods really close to a school. And so we knew if those were closed, we'd probably not see folks. But
That's a good point, too, yeah.
Weather permitting, we'll go out tomorrow, and it will be wonderful to see so many of the folks we've missed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, what do they say tomorrow? Well, upper teens is better than what we've had.
Balmy.
I know.
Balmy. Yeah.
And now the bookmobile does have that nice heater in it, too, so I'll make sure to crank that up before we go out.
I would imagine nothing else.
Now, it was going to be shut down anyway today because you have you're shutting down the library tonight, right?
The library's closing a little early at 6 o'clock tonight because there's a multi-library-wide training taking place in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Shola Richards, who wrote that really good book, Civil Unity, is going to be a public speaker. And then libraries from North Liberty to Coralville to Cedar Rapids to Iowa City will be talking about some of their best practices. So it'll be like trainers teaching the trainers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have our staff go and do that, and for our community to invest in our staff that way, because we got a lot of things to cover, right? Everything from social services, like helping people with their taxes, to understanding AI. So a lot of stuff to teach our community.
And defending yourself against pending legislation.
Oh,
Yes.
shucks, yeah.
Oh,
We've had
my.
a busy week, not specifically at the Iowa City Public Library, but as a library worker in general. I think we have the most library-adverse bills in the legislative systems currently in the nation. Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about, punishing, imprisoning librarians if they're found disseminating materials of a sexual nature.
Quote-unquote obscene material.
Yeah, and
they define it, and it's kind of a broad definition.
Well, yeah, because wasn't it the famed hearing in the Supreme Court, and the justices, I can't define obscenity, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
That's what's fascinating to me, is that each material is reviewed and they would pass the Miller test. But I would refer to a lot of classical and theological texts that would also have this definition. So I'm really concerned about the lack of clarity.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you're right. When we're not advocating, resourcing, and supporting our wonderful communities to thrive, we're championing and fighting to be able to have the right to do so and not to be jailed to do so.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Will you come visit me? Will you in jail?
I will bring donuts.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
But you as your capacity as president of the.
I'm vice president of the American Library Association.
Yeah,
yes.
so you've been traveling all around around the globe basically, and sharing your information and learning new stuff. It's got to be fascinating for you.
It was delightful. I just took a week of vacation and went to Hong Kong and saw how international schools are serving communities in the West, and frankly, some of the leadership classes of India and Albania, and learning a lot about the different versions of artificial intelligence over there. So I got to practice with a little bit of DeepSeek on a computer that was not my own, and that was fascinating. And then before I swung back home, I was at the Pittsburgh Library System, and I just did their in-service day, which was fantastic. But it's always good to come back home because We have more public libraries per capita than any other state in the nation, and this is a community of people who love their libraries. And I'd say, on average, even during these cold winter days, we're getting about 100 people an hour at the Iowa City Public Libraries, so there's never a boring moment.
That's good.
It's fantastic. And we have things for you to do there when you come in. So
That's a good thing, too.
It is good. I know that you had some stuff planned for Free Week, for example, downtown.
Oh, yeah. So we're one of the partners. We were lucky enough that we get to partner with Iowa City Free Week. And I imagine you both might know this joke. Our staff, there are a few of them that got together and they created a band and they call themselves the 781s. And so as like music people, I imagine when you've gone through the Dewey Decimal System, that's where you found some books that were really fun and familiar for you. It's the Dewey Decimal
I was going to say it was a Dewey Decimal reference, I thought, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was.
So the 781s will be playing, and we'll have some fun crafts and some of activities for folks of all ages, and that will be taking place on Friday, February 21st at 5:30. I am not part of these 781s. They would actually probably pay me to not sing or play an instrument. But I would love to give them a playlist. In fact, one of these days I'm going to bring you guys a library playlist and see if you'll have any of those songs in your catalog.
Cool. So 781 is what books about music then? Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of hinted at that. I just wanted to nail it because I don't want to feel foolish when I go see them at some point.
Yeah. So we'll have the band playing. We'll have some free activities. What's really fun about Free Week and celebrating that with the downtown partnership is that the library is free every single day of the year, but we get to sort of honor and support the services going around with the institutions that we share the downtown with, and to celebrate the fact that there's a lot of opportunity for community members to enjoy their city, especially during these cold conditions.
Now, I hate to bring this up.
Yeah?
Aren't libraries supposed to be quiet?
What?
And you've got a band playing?
Libraries are supposed to be quiet? You know, it's
That's
a rite
what I heard. That's what I've been told.
It's a rite of passage for a librarian when they're actually shushed by a patron. So we have quiet spaces. We have like meeting rooms and some quiet spaces for different sensory needs in the library. But it's this boisterous, wonderful incubator of opportunity and shared learning now. So please come in and enjoy the band and shush me when you need to.
Well, and One Book, Two Book Festival is going on this weekend, so I'm sure you're a part of that.
Yes, I'm just too tall to get into the Clifford costume, so somebody else is going to have to do that. But I heard there might even be a sighting from Bluey. So we have some book characters, and we'd absolutely love kiddos to come and enjoy One Book, Two Book. And having the UNESCO City of Literature right upstairs in the library is something quite beautiful because you have the inside knowledge before the event happens, and it's a lot of fun.
So the event tomorrow night, also, there's a paint by number aspect to it. How does that work?
Okay, so this is my speed. That's how I paint too. But essentially, we'll have some kits and some paints for you and some assigned colors per number. Now, I always go off the rail because I always forget that 2 is red and 7 is green.
Okay.
And so that's totally fine. But if you're very meticulous, you'll have some staff there who are much more artistic than myself, and then you'll walk away with this beautiful masterpiece when you're done.
My problem is I start off right, and then I start to get impatient. I thought if I just move a little faster, I can get it done, but it ended up being a disaster.
Okay, I'm in that camp as well.
So as you get older, you go, okay, I'm starting to get impatient. Maybe you should walk away from this, come back another time.
Well, and to me, it's just abstract. If you and I decide to go a completely different way, it's just us expressing ourselves creatively.
There you go.
So, yeah, so we would absolutely love to have you guys come and visit us. And if you want to know more about X Marks the Spot, you can hit us up at icpl.org/calendar because they keep adding events to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. The programming librarians have become very excited, and so new ideas are popping up every minute.
You know, you got that wrong the other day. It's X Marks the Arts.
Yes.
I hate to correct you.
Do it. X marks the arts. I do this every time.
I know. It's natural to say.
Yeah, exactly.
X Marks the Arts.
And
there
that's
we
the
go.
website, too, xmarksthearts.com.
Oh, thank you.
Well, when I first moved here, I always kept calling it the Robert E. Lee Recreation.
Oh, I bet that went over great. Yes.
That's not how. No.
Well, at least we didn't do it somewhere public like the radio or anything.
Yeah, something like that.
Never got called out on it once.
I'm going to get so teased when I get back home to the library. And I'm going to deserve
Well, he
it.
did it the other day, so it's his fault.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm due to do it probably by the end of the week.
Yeah.
That's great. But, yeah, this is just going to continue to be a partnership, I hope, in the years to come. And speaking of partnerships, we have Eat Out to read coming up just the following week. Hudson's Tap has done this for us many times, and we absolutely love them. And I'm not just saying it because I love to eat there, but it is really a nice cause where you get to eat somewhere local and somewhere fun and somewhere delicious, but then they also give a percentage of the proceeds to the Iowa City Public Library's Friends Foundation. So what I'm simply saying is that you should order the apps because they're going for a good cause, not just your tummy, which is also a great cause.
Great
Well,
cause.
and they help out with some Summer of the Arts, the United Way. They're very much a community organization, Hudson's. They do a great job with that throughout the month,
Right.
every month.
They absolutely do. And so if you're going in for a late lunch or you're going in for dinner, they're going to do this for us on the 27th from 3 to 9 p.m. And so this is what I love about Eat Out to Read. I know where I'm going to have dinner at least 4 times a month. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
By the
I
way,
don't
that's
have to
1
plan
week
it.
from today if you
Yes.
do the math on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be delicious. But if you want to know more about how you can become a sponsor or how you can support the library, I suggest visiting supporticpl.org.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And then I know it's hard to think about it, but spring break is coming, friends.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a month away.
It's just just
Not that far away.
just a scant month away.
I love how the university goes, when's St. Patrick's Day? That's spring break week.
Yeah.
You kids go home and wreak havoc in your hometowns. It ain't happening here.
Oh my wows! They didn't do it in the University of Illinois, which is where I went. So we had an unofficial spring break.
Oh, yeah.
And alumni still come to Urbana for. I'm winking. You can't see this on the radio, but I'm stage winking
Yes.
to both of these guys, and it's fantastic. But we know that like kiddos are probably not going to be going to Cancun. Families are going to need something fun to do.
Right, sure.
And so the library is always bustling, but the children's room will be like wall-to-wall activities the
That's
entire
always-
week.
It's so great.
And they're free and they're fun, and I like the fact that they try to think about folks like you and I who do not even enjoy coloring by numbers. So there's just like some open passive programs, and then there are folks who are much more, I think, and like I don't know, I think macrame is meticulous. That's like my speed, you know. And so there'll be just all kinds of fun things for all kinds of ages, and it's a joy. It's a joy to be able to be meaningful and to create memories and to have opportunities that are free or affordable to the community when you're waiting to go back to school.
Sam, what are you reading nowadays?
Oh, so right now I'm reading for various reasons in my capacity as president-elect of the American Library Association, but also just in this climate we find ourselves socially. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. This has been hard to keep on my bookmobile. It's been checking out a lot, so I suggest that you go online and put it on hold today. But essentially, it's a theory about letting folks be who they need to be, meeting them where they're at authentically, but then also not spending energy on apologizing for who you are. Just kind of
Very
rocking
nice.
it and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
So you
So
don't
commingling and respecting each other's boundaries and stuff.
absolutely, but also not, being unapologetically pro First Amendment, being unapologetically excited about literature, being unapologetically enthusiastic about bringing self-improvement and opportunity to the community as a library worker. It's nice to feel good about that again after reading this book.
Well, social media took me to buy a couple of books, actually.
Ooh, let's hear.
James Fell, have you heard of this guy?
Yes.
He has great 2 books called "On This Day in History, S Went Down," and they're great little tidbits of history with his colorful language thrown in. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So, and they're
You'll not be doing a reading of that on the station anytime
not,
soon?
not
you're
at all.
saying?
And he's very opinionated, which I kind of like, because you know what, that's what literature is for, is to express your opinion. So he kind of puts things in perspective, all the way from the the early 1600s to what happened a couple years ago. I mean, so it's a good, fun, easy read.
And they're nice aperitifs, I feel like. If you wanted to do
Yeah.
a deeper dive into those historical moments, you absolutely could. But now you have a broad, general, and kind of pithy perspective on what
Yes.
exactly went down.
Yes.
And I think that that's the other great thing about books is that they typically whet your appetite for more books or more research. Yeah. So I'm glad you found James Fell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps people away from you when you're doing your laundry in a laundromat. If you're reading it.
Oh, ooh! I never thought about books as a social deterrent. That's. I'm sorry, I'm reading. That's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
So you bought both of his books, or was
Yeah,
there
because
another
it
title?
was a special.
Oh, nice.
Volume 1 and Volume 2 for a special price. I'm like, why not?
Why not? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Love it. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
Right now, boy, put me on the spot. I'm reading this thing talking about your spring break lineup and
Well,
eating out at Hudson's Tap.
a lot of times when we're doing news, I mean, we're so inundated with compiling the news and stuff. It's hard to on your free time to go, I'm going to read a book because I've been reading all day.
All right.
that's
Well,
true.
this makes me feel good because then I can at least recommend something. It's a little bit of
There you
reader's
go.
advisory. We have the Washington Post, the New York Times for free. So if you have a library card, you're a resident, and you would like to not purchase those subscriptions or use that purchasing money to buy something more local like the Des Moines Register or the Press Citizen, we have those for free for you with your library card so we can help you keep up with the news and save you a couple dollars in your pocket.
Now, is that online or is
Yeah, so
okay.
that would be at icpl.org, and you would be able to download the app, and your library card number with your PIN will give you what they call like a token. And so, like, I read the New York Times, and it gives me a 3-day token, and after 3 days, it gives me another free 3-day token. They're just trying to, I think, track the use.
Okay.
I keep forgetting about that because when you go on social media, people repost those articles, and then it says you need to subscribe to read this.
Yeah.
Ooh, but you've got your library cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
That-
See? We got something for everybody, even the busy people.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Always.
Yeah. Anything else going on? I feel like I haven't seen you since last year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been following you on Facebook, not in a stalking way, just because
Did we not have a library corner in January?
we had a snafu.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, I didn't remember that. Yeah, I think something happened where
Yeah,
it worked out.
just sometimes things fall through the cracks, and
Oh, thank you for having us back. We
Well,
really
you're
do
welcome
appreciate
welcome
back.
it.
anytime, Sam.
Come back next month.
I'd absolutely love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All
thanks
right.
a lot. Have
Yeah.
a good day, you
You
guys.
too. Bye.
It's